So it's time for another weekly rotation, and this week I decided to go with a bunch of great cold weather fragrances. Why? Because it's been colder than a witch's titty out here in Tennessee. I mean, it's been freaking freezing. But not only do these cut through the chill, they would also make great signature scents. So stay tuned. Let's talk about what I was rocking in week number 25 of my whiffs of the week. Cue that intro. What's going on, fam? Hope everybody's doing fantastic today, and welcome back to My2Scents. My name is Brian, and this is the channel all about helping boost your confidence through the art of fragrance and helping you become a lasting scent memory. All right, so like I said, these fragrances all freaking do a great job just cutting through the cold, cutting through the chill. It was freaking freezing last week and is continuing through this week here in the great state of Tennessee. Before I get into what I was rocking, I want to know what you were rocking this past week. If you catch wild hair, throw me your entire weekly rotation. Also, let me know if we happen to be Twinkies for a day. That's right, maybe we wore the same fragrance on the same day. Drop me a comment down below and let me know. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's whiffs and sniffs. So on Monday, I was feeling a little spicy. I was feeling a little dangerous. So I decided to rock Roja Parfum's Danger Parfum Cologne. Now, out of the entire Cologne Parfum collection, you know, the name is so stinking long. Danger is the one that sticks to my skin the best. This one and actually Creation E. The rest of them kind of are just a little fleeting, but this one for some reason sticks to my skin. Now it is quite reminiscent of a very old school fragrance that I used to love rocking. I used to love rocking the aftershave, and that's Old Spice. It has a beautiful bright citrusy opening, but the citruses, it's not really all about the citruses. You're also going to get these really awesome spices. I think there's tarragon in here. I think there's a little bit of basil, a little bit of clove. You also get these really beautiful florals in here as well, and a nice woody base. And it's actually one of my favorite scent profiles because I do love old school Old Spice. This is not really Old Spice. It kind of leans in that same vein. It also is a little reminiscent of like Creed Viking, but I think this one is better. It's taking that scent profile of Old Spice and just kind of modernizing it a little bit, adding a really nice luxurious touch to it. Danger Parfum Cologne is fantastic. Danger and Creation E would be the two that I recommend the most out of the Parfum Cologne collection. Why? They're the ones that stick to my skin the best. I'm not saying that, you know, Elysium or Scandal or Vetiver aren't going to stick to your skin, because they might. Test driving is always the best way to go. So all day that day, I was smelling freaking dangerous, spicy and dangerous, rocking Danger Parfum Cologne from Roja Parfums. That is a freaking mouthful. All right, moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday, I believe I put out my leather fragrances, Tuesday or Wednesday, but I decided to rock an awesome creamy leather. And the leather I decided to rock, BDK Parfums, and it's Creme de Cuir. Oh man, so this is an awesome leather fragrance that really doesn't get enough love. I'm going to be diving further into the house of BDK Parfums because I'm thoroughly been enjoying a lot of the fragrances that I've sampled. I enjoy the two that I have, and Creme de Cuir being one of them. Creme de Cuir is such a beautiful white suede creamy leather fragrance. You also have some other interesting characteristics. You got some pineapple in here. The pineapple is quite fleeting. It does not stick around, but you're left with this really creamy, nice, soft, supple white suede leather. What I do love about this is the way it cuts through the cold, because it's creamy, so it just slices through the cold like a hot knife to butter. But not only is the sandalwood in this nice and creamy, it actually adds a really nice woody characteristic to it as well. Creme de Cuir is a underrated, in my opinion, leather fragrance. You can find BDK Parfums at discounters, even full retail. They're not horrible. I think $180, $190 for 100 ml, but also would make a great signature scent. It's a leather signature scent because it's not an offensive leather. This isn't going to be your harsh, rough, brash, kind of just punch you in the face type of leather. Nah, this is more supple, laid back. It's like a cozy leather hug. So all day that day, I was smelling creamy and dreamy, rocking BDK Parfums, Creme de Cuir. All right, now on to Wednesday. It was still cold. I didn't really leave the house that much. So I did wear a brand new fragrance, and I wouldn't really consider this really great for the cold weather. Though it could be, because you can wear whatever fragrance you want to wear whenever the hell you want to wear it. And it's Jeroboam Floro. Now, Flora has a very simplistic note breakdown. And there's actually only 3 notes that really stand out to me. And that's going to be pineapple, jasmine, and musks. you get that iconic Jeroboam musks. And the musks in this really help support this beautiful, opulent, sweet jasmine. And then that pineapple. The pineapple, again, sticks around maybe about 20-30 minutes. And then it gets into this really meaty white floral heart. The musks come in right off the bat, and they just start pushing off and pumping out all the rest of the ingredients in this fragrance. Really nice clean musks, really nice opulent jasmine, a nice fruity opening. In their press, they really talk heavily about the performance of Floro. But Jeroboam Floro, I don't get a huge performance out of it. I get really good longevity, but it becomes a skin scent probably within the first hour or so of me wearing this fragrance. Could just be my skin, but the longevity is really good. It just sits really close to my skin. But if you like white floral fragrances that are completely unisex, because I could see this wearing really well on a lady, it wears really well on myself. Though again, projection isn't huge, it's not massive, it's not room filling, whoopity-doo, but would also make a great signature scent, not just for the guys, but could also be a great signature scent for the ladies. Not a complicated scent profile whatsoever. This is actually quite easy to wear. It's not very challenging whatsoever, but it's a really well put together fragrance. And the musks alone definitely sold me on this because I love Jeroboam's musks. So all day that day, I was smelling like a big old bouquet of white florals rocking Jeroboam Floro. So now we're moving on to Thursday. And Thursday, I rocked a newer fragrance that I just picked up from Terence Hughes. See if I can get that to zoom in on there. And it's Adonis. Man, Adonis, this is currently on his lineup and it is really, really good. This is a very attention-getting, signature scent-worthy fragrance. Now, it starts out with this bright burst of bergamot and peppermint. And the peppermint in this is actually quite noticeable. And it adds this like minty spiciness to it with a nice underlying sweetness. And you get that really nice citrusy bergamot that blends very well with that peppermint, just popping it off, pushing it off. You're also going to get, I believe, ambroxan in this. You also have these really nice woods. You get this nice vanilla ambery sweetness to it and slight spices throughout. But the peppermint is really what's giving it that spicy characteristic. But it's also adding a very nice freshness to it. This is a very fresh, invigorating, attention-grabbing type of fragrance. He built it to be a compliment getter. He built it to grab the attention of the people around you. And that is exactly what he accomplished, because this is a loud fragrance, especially in the first couple hours. Then it kind of sits closer to your skin, but it's still projecting. I get really good longevity out of this. I get really good projection, and it cuts through the cold because that warm woodiness that is in this, in the base of this, really punches through the cold. Awesome signature scent. Why? You're not going to smell like anybody else in your office. Setting yourself apart, pulling out your unique you is what a great signature scent is all about. You need to find a signature scent that wraps around your personality. And Adonis does just that. Awesome fragrance. I'm really, really glad that I picked this up because I have a bunch of Terence Hughes fragrances, and Adonis has definitely worked its way up into my top 10 list, which means now I've got to redo my top 10 list again. But all day on Thursday, I was smelling fresh, invigorating, and spicy, rocking Terence Hughes, Adonis. Friday, I was just in the mood to smell freaking sexy. I wouldn't consider this a signature scent. I do consider this a fragrance that does freaking just bust through the cold. And it's going to be coming from Argos, and it's Triumph of Bacchus. I love Triumph of Bacchus. I freaking absolutely love this fragrance. I thought that Danae was gonna steal the #1 spot in my heart for Argos, but it hasn't. It's taken the #2 spot, but #1 is still Triumph of Bacchus. Every time I wear this fragrance, I'm reminded of how special this fragrance truly is, how well blended it truly is. You have this really nice juicy peach up top. You're also going to have some apple. You're going to get some nice boozy rum. And that beautiful opening sticks around for about 30 minutes, and then you just start falling into that beautifully blended sweet tobacco. The tobacco in it is creamy, but it's also almost like a marshmallow. It's airy, it's pillowy, it's fluffy. It smells freaking incredible. I mean, you could definitely wear this as a signature scent. And I've said before that this fragrance deserves like a suit and tie. Well, that day I wasn't wearing a suit and tie. I was in my Instagram post because it was an Instagram post and I suited up just for that post. But the rest of the day I was all casual, but I was wearing this and I freaking smelled amazing. When I was running errands that day, I was getting compliments left and right. I was turning heads of the people around me. In fact, I've got nothing besides compliments. No backhanded compliments. This is a beautiful fragrance. If you have not yet, get yourself a sample of this. Give it a whirl. Give it a try. It does get compared to red tobacco, but in my opinion, this is way better than red tobacco. Not saying red tobacco is a bad fragrance whatsoever, because I do enjoy rocking it. Triumph of Bacchus is just better. It's freaking awesome. And not to mention, nobody's topping this presentation. Nobody. So all day on Friday, I was smelling like a tobacco lover's wet dream rocking Triumph of Bacchus from Argos. So Saturday, I was feeling a little woody. I was feeling a little spicy. It was stupid cold outside yet again. I got out of the house and I did some things with some friends. And I wanted a fragrance that would last, that would be a great signature scent, and also is going to cut through the cold. And that fragrance is Essential Parfums, Bois Imperial. This is the most underrated niche fragrance house possibly on the market. Why? Essential Parfums, $75 for 100 ml. You get super high quality juice. They work with some amazing world-renowned perfumers and make some incredible juice. Bois Imperial was created by Quentin Biche, who also created Ganymede. So there are slight characteristics of Ganymede in this, except it's not as interstellar, if that makes sense. If you've tried Ganymede, it's kind of almost a intergalactic smelling type of fragrance. This is not that. This starts out really nice and fresh and with a really nice clean woodiness. Has a really nice clean Akagala wood in there, but it also has some nice supporting spices. And you're also going to get a slight spiciness from the woods. I believe there's also patchouli in here. There's some ambroxan just to kind of round things out, give it a little bit of a creaminess, not allow the spices to really take off and become overpowering and overwhelming. But Bois Imperial is a freaking long-lasting fragrance. I sprayed this on at like 7:30 that morning, and I smelled it at 7:30 that night. I did spray on my clothes. I was wearing a, like a wool sweater, so this really just soaked into those fibers. But regardless, a freaking 12-hour fragrance for $75 for 100 ml, that's redonkulous. The quality that you get for the price that you pay, I mean, what the hell are you guys doing? Why are you even watching this channel right now? Go over and check out Essential Parfums. Actually, no, stop. Keep watching. Afterwards, after this, definitely go check them out. You can find these at Lucky Scent. I'm not exactly sure where else you can find them, but there's always a link in the description for Lucky Scent. But all day that day, I was smelling freaking fantastic, rocking Bois Imperial from Essential Parfums. All right, so this next one, brand new to the market. Brand new fragrance house to the market. Coming out of Guatemala. And that's Andraus Parfums. And the fragrance is a heavenly place. Heavenly place. Now, I'm not going to say too much about this because I do have my full review coming out here in the next day or so. Andraus Parfums is using cardamom. A freaking amazing use of cardamom. Guatemala is known for cardamom. Again, I'm not going to go too far into this, but I'm going to say two things. Cardamom, musks. That's it. This is actually going to be very affordable. I'm not sure if it's hit the market yet, but I will, like I said, I will have my review out in the next couple days. I know. It's going to be one review. It's not going to be a list video. It's going to be okay. I have plenty of lists coming out, but you're definitely going to want to hear about Andraus Parfums. I'm excited to tell you about this affordable, beautiful niche brand coming out of Guatemala. Super high quality ingredients. Not going to be for everyone, but that's what I love about it. But that's all I'm going to say about it. So you're just going to have to stay tuned for my review of Andraus Parfums Heavenly Place, because it's going to definitely be worth a watch, because this is definitely going to be worth a whiff and sniff. So all day yesterday, I was rocking Andraus Parfums Heavenly Place. Okay, quite simply put, it's quite heavenly. But you'll have to stay tuned to find out why. All right, so there it is, guys. Another weekly rotation in the books. Sorry about last week. I know I was sick that week, and I just didn't rock any fragrances. So we just skipped a week. Now we're on to, week number 25. But thank you so much for joining me. And thank you so stinking much for all the continued love and support. I truly appreciate it. If you enjoyed today's episode, then do me a favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you catch a wild hair, like I say every week, leave me your entire weekly rotation. I'm always curious. I'd love to know what you were rocking, but that's it for me. Always remember that you are stinking beautiful, guys. And until next time, Happy scent trails.